Okay. There we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Daniel Essick, and this is Podcast for Life. I'm sorry for getting started a little late, but there have been a couple of technical glitches that I needed to address. I have on the phone with me the Knox County Clerk, Mike Gorey, and who he is the Knox County, and he oversees elections within Knox County under the supervision of the Secretary of State. And the Knox County Clerk performs a wide variety of duties related to the election process. They are responsible for registering voters, keeping voter registrations up to date, providing voting locations, recruiting poll workers for election day, maintaining and securing the voting machines, and providing election results once the election process is complete. And Mike, I thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, sir, and we appreciate the opportunity to be with you.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about what we face in the election amid the COVID pandemic?
Yes, sir. Be glad to. First of all, as county clerk, I also serve as chairman of the Knox County Board of Elections, and I have some other distinguished gentlemen who help me with that task. Sheriff Mike Smith, by virtue of his office, is on that board. The Democratic Party representative on the board is Joe Hopper, and the Republican representative is George Hammonds. And I just want to assure Knox County voters that as your county board of elections, we're going to work real hard to be sure that the election process goes smoothly and is very accurate in Knox County, Kentucky. We're in the process right now of processing mail ballots, but as you know, last night, October 9th, at 11:59, last opportunity to apply for a paper ballot. But if voters did not get that opportunity, we still have other ways to vote in Knox County. This coming Tuesday, October 13th, we will open up in-person voting at the Knox County Courthouse. Any voter due to COVID-19 can come into the Knox County Courthouse and cast his or her ballot. Voting will be Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4 o'clock. Voting Saturday. Knox Central High School Gymnasium, the R-Team Department, Knox County Middle School Gymnasium, G.R. Hampton Elementary Gymnasium, Girdler Elementary Gymnasium, Lynn Camp Middle High Gymnasium on the west end of our county, which is on Master Street in Corbin, Baptist Church over on Highway 6 in the Wilton community. So no matter where you're registered in the county, you can go to any one of these 10 polling sites on election day and cast your ballot. The polls will be open as normal from 6 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to tell every Knox County to either come to the courthouse or make a way to get to one of these elections is the most important part of our democracy, and I just like to encourage them to go out and exercise that right, vote for the candidate of their choice.
Okay, great. And okay, basically, there's a bunch of issues, bunch of questions that I have, and there's been a lot of rhetoric coming in from the Biden camp as well as President Trump's. A lot of scuttlebutt coming over a lot of the talk radio and through the news. How secure are the elections at this point?
Are you referring to mail ballots?
Talk about like the drop boxes and the.
Let me tell you how Kentucky's system works on mail ballots.
Okay.
On a mail ballot in Kentucky, you went to a website. It was govoteky.com, and you could request that mail ballot online.
Okay.
The Kentucky State Board of Elections, a couple days after that, would send us address labels for each registered voter who had applied. When we placed that ballot in the mail, we scanned it into the portal through their computer tracking system. When the ballot is returned to us by mail or into one of our drop boxes, that ballot is scanned again, shows that we have received the ballot back into our system. And voters are able to check and to be sure that ballot's been received. I do want to make this statement as county clerk. We have worked with the Barberville Post Office, and they have been fantastic at the job they've done to facilitate getting these ballots out and back to us in a very quick time. So our local postal service has certainly done a great job for us.
Okay, great. Yeah, it sounds like it's probably about as secure as it can be. Okay, and are we in Knox County? Are we doing drop boxes as well?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you on that one.
In Knox County, are we doing drop boxes as well? Where
we do have. If a voter receives his or her ballot, and there will be a prepaid postage envelope to get that back to us. But if they feel more comfortable, we have a drop box inside our office door at Barberville. We also have a drop box at our Corbin facility, and voters can drop that ballot off there in person in that box if they choose to do so, yes.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't think I think that could be as secure as possible with that.
Exactly. And of course, we empty those boxes daily. And as soon as we empty those boxes, they are scanned electronically to keep credibility in the system.
Okay, great. Great. And okay, and that's the absentee.
There's a paper ballot. That's too late to request those.
Right.
We still have a couple rounds to send out next week.
Okay.
Because we don't get anything on Saturday. So we're going to get a batch of ballots to mail on Monday, and then we'll get a batch for Tuesday, and that will be all as far as what we place in the mail.
Okay, great. So we should be able to get those in plenty of time to have them counted for election.
We have plenty of time to get the ballot back by postal service, or if you choose to use the two available drop boxes.
Okay. And we are doing early voting this year, are we not?
We are. Early voting starts on Tuesday.
It starts on Tuesday.
And you don't have to be out of town, don't have to be ill. Due to COVID-19, anybody can come into the courthouse and cast his or her ballot.
Okay. And we're voting would be at I believe it's at the courthouse or in the courtroom at the court.
physical courtroom. You'll come in the main front door to the courthouse, and that room will be immediately to. We're gonna ensure that we've got a safe environment for everyone.
Alrighty, and then on election day, we have several polling locations. Do they need to go to the polling location that they've been assigned to, or how's that working this year?
No, they can go to any one of the polling sites. If they can choose any one of the teams, cast their ballot. Now, I do want to encourage everybody this. It's not a requirement, but if you will bring your Kentucky driver's license with you or your state ID, it will make it very quickly for you as the voter, and it makes it a lot easier on our election officers. They can just scan that in.
It sounds like we've got a really good handle on everything this year. And pretty much all the counties in Kentucky are all pretty much doing the same, correct?
Well, that varies per county now. If you're listening from a different county, you need to check with your county clerk and see as far as in-person voting, that does start everywhere on Tuesday, okay?
Yeah.
But number of polling sites varies per county, so check with the county clerk of your county of residence.
Yeah. Also, there's a website on the for the board for Secretary of State as well.
And it should list those sites, yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking I have that here somewhere. Oh yeah, it's www.sos.ky.gov, and that'll get you to the Secretary of State's website. And then from there, you should be able to navigate to whatever information you all need.
Yes.
Okay. And yes, sir. Go ahead.
If any voters have any further questions, feel free to call us.
Mm-hmm.
Our telephone numbers are 546-3568, and our Corbin number is 258-8430. And we'll be glad to answer any election questions that our citizens may have. But again, I'd just like to assure Knox County voters that myself and our great Board of Elections are a very successful event.
Okay. And also there's a Facebook page. Would you like to give that out?
We have this information on my Facebook. You can go to Knox County Clerk or Mike Corey, and all of this information will be listed. We've also got some videos on there that will go over what I went over today.
Okay, great. And is there anything that you would like to add to, or share about your expectation of the election season?
Well, we just hope we have a great voter turnout. Without elections, we have no democracy. So let's get out there and cast our ballots. And it's an honor and privilege for me to serve as county clerk. And we know we're going to have a great, successful day on November 3rd.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike. And I know you're very busy today. So,
well, I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you on this, and we'll welcome you to contact us anytime for any other information you may need.
Okay, right. And I'm so happy that you made it today. And we'll go ahead and let you go, and then I'll touch base with you probably in a couple of weeks when I come vote myself.
All right, sir. That'll be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the county clerk. He's looking forward to a big turnout. I can't stress enough either about how important the vote is. This is where the voting is where we have our say in government. Now, if anybody wishes to call in, we have about a half hour yet. If anybody wants to call in, my phone number is 606-545-2019. The phone line is open, so feel free to call in and we'll chat a little bit. And if you're on Get Vocal, you'll see some squares that say grab this spot. Just click on that and it'll get you right in. And everybody else listening online can either use the chat feature or send an email to daniel.essick@outlook.com. And as I see the questions, I'll try to answer them as quickly as I can. Okay, so basically, what we're doing this year is getting out the vote. We're voting for president, and we're voting for senator, and we're voting for a representative. That's what we're voting for in Kentucky is pretty much federal offices. The way the elections go in Kentucky is, one year we do the federal, 1 year we do the state, and then 1 year we do the local, and then they take a year off, and then starts all over again. That way, there we get a 4 year, pretty much 4 year cycle. And right now we have our federal offices. We got the president, the senator, and our representative up for grabs. For president, it is Mr. Donald Trump against Mr. Joseph Biden. And for senator, it is Mr. Mitch McConnell against Miss Amy McGrath. And I believe here in Knox County, we're in the 5th district, so that would be for representative be Mr. Hal Rogers. And I believe he's running against Mr. Kenneth Stepp. So I urge you to do your own research to see who you believe the best man or woman, best person for each of the jobs, each of the elected positions. After all, you're hiring an employee, so you need to be comfortable with who they are. Do the research, find out who they are, find out what they stand for, decide who is the best person for the job, and then get out to the votes and vote accordingly. And then when all the votes are counted, the winner of the election is the person that has the job. I have my opinions. I know who I'm going to vote for, but that might not be who you vote for, but that's okay. You vote for who you believe is the best person for the job. Nobody can judge the vote, and nobody should know the vote. All the votes are in secret. There's no when you cast your vote, there's no tying your vote to your name or identity. When you vote in person, you sign a book, and then they give you a ballot, and you go vote. You don't have any personal information on the ballot, so the only one that knows how you voted is you. And we count the votes, and it doesn't matter who voted for what. We got so many votes for this one, so many votes for that one, and then whoever gets the most wins. Now, when it comes to the president, it's a little bit more complex because you have the Electoral College and basically who wins the popular vote in Kentucky. That's who Kentucky votes for. And then we have so many delegates that, and they're supposed to uh, the election. Uh, and it can get fairly complex, but a lot the campaigns are both accusing each other already of intending on committing voter fraud. Joe Biden has already hired lawyers um, to address voter fraud, even though it hasn't happened yet. And that kind of raises some suspicions as to what they have in mind. But I do believe that Kentucky is probably the best state as far as securing the election. And yeah, I can't think of any way that we can secure the election any further. And I believe Kentucky's doing it the right way. Um, and a lot of states are doing it about the same way. Uh, and the biggest um, the biggest issue, the biggest place where fraud may happen would be when they send the ballot out and then they get the ballot back. And if it all goes through the mail, but the thing is, it never leaves the local post office. It just it goes out, comes back, goes out, comes back, and it can be within a matter of couple of days. And I believe that that would be a true result. Yeah, there's no, it'll go by too fast for anybody to play too many games with it. Um, and as far as and if you want to take your ballot and drop it off at the drop box, which is at the clerk's office and at the annex in Corbin, you can do that. And those boxes are watched 24 hours a day, and you only have access when the office is open. You drop it off, and they collect them every day, and they process them right then, right there. Um, all the absentee ballots should be back in plenty of time to already have those counted going into the election. So then all they have to do is count the votes that they get on election day, and then they should have the total soon after the polls close, probably within an hour or two. So definitely by the morning after the election, we'll know who we should know who won all the elections, and we can congratulate the winners. Um, so I feel really good about the election, at this point, and I'm really encouraged on your participation. You get out and vote, and you get the kind of that you want, and you get the kind of government that you deserve. And what I want is I want a responsive government that preserves our liberty, preserves our freedom, preserves our Constitution, and preserves what is good. And I'm viewing, especially the presidential race, I'm viewing the presidential race as a contest between good and evil. And so I'm advocating for that. But ladies and gentlemen, no matter who gets elected, we got to deal with it. We need to know who it is, and we need to know what to expect coming down the pike. And what I'm here for is to help give a little comfort, maybe give a little support, give a little bit of encouragement. And let me encourage you all to get out, get out and vote. A single vote doesn't matter. Don't sit there and say my vote's not going to matter because everybody else is voting. Well, the thing is everybody else is voting, so your vote matters even more because that you have your say. You may not view it as being much, but it may be your vote may be the one that decides who gets the job. You don't know. And if you don't vote, what say do you have? Now, like Mr. Corey said, registration's over with and the application for absentee ballots over with. Uh, so what we have now is starting on Tuesday, we have early voting, and then on November the 3rd, we have the election at the polling places. And you heard Mr. Corey say, that we're not required. We can vote at any polling location. So there's really no excuse to miss it. And I would love to see a 100% turnout. Traditionally it's been 30 or 40% turnout. There's been a good turnout, but I would like to see as close to 100% as we can get. And we can do it. United we stand, divided we fall, and one place where we unite is on election day when we give our say in government. And then the ones who win, we stand behind them. And then if they don't do a good job, the next election we vote them out. Well, somebody new in there. Some people are espousing term limits, and I don't believe in that. I think basically what we need to do is if they're doing a good job, they should be able to run for re-election. And if they're doing a bad job, we out of there, vote for somebody else in there. Everybody gets their chance. And if they're doing a good job, then they deserve to keep their job. That's the way I feel about it. And I think we're doing pretty good here. Still got about 20 minutes. I don't see anything. Let me check my email real quick. Either I'm doing a really good job of answering everybody's question, or we're doing a very bad job of getting messages back and forth. So I don't know which it is, but all I do know is nobody's asking any questions. Okay. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to stop this early though, but I believe I'm running out of some stuff to talk about. Oh, but what I can do, yeah, I can do that. I might be able to do that. Let's see. Let me see what I can do with this. Mm. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this video of President Trump speaking to the country about his illness, and I did want to play that if I could. Let me see if I can plug it in. Let me see if I can plug it in here. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in his address union with regards to his illness, that he's back to work, that he's doing well, and he's under treatment, and he is getting over his illness. I, for one, am glad for that. I was a little worried when I heard about it, but apparently he's going strong. And he's looking pretty good. We're all going to get through this, and I think we're coming down the back stages of the bad. I believe the COVID virus, we're going to have that always. But it's going to get to the point where we can deal with it just like we do with the flu and everything else. I've got vaccines coming in trials. They got treatments that are already here. The death rate is going down. Testing is progressing very well. And the evidence of that is all the new cases that we are discovering. What we need to do is be careful with how we interpret the statistics, but I believe there are three statistics we need to look at. And one is the new cases each day. One is how many people are in the hospital each day, or the hospital census, and how many deaths we have each day. Keeping in mind that there is a 2 to 3 week period that is a danger zone, so the number of deaths may correlate to people getting sick to up to 2 weeks beforehand. And as long as we keep the death rates low, like what we've been doing, we're flattening the curve. So long as we have the hospital census rates low, like we've been doing, we have plenty of capacity. We're handling it. We're doing very well. Governor Beshear has been opening up the economy, and I believe we only have a couple more steps to go before we open. I would like to encourage the governor to let's go ahead and take the next steps necessary to let's get back to normal. I believe at the beginning the goal was set to keep the positivity right below 5%. And last I seen it, it was 4.2%. And if it keeps going down like that, we're doing good. And if 5% is going to be the threshold, then perhaps we're out of the pandemic already and getting into normalcy. Already, I'm seeing people being more faithful, more what's the word I'm looking for? They're getting used to going around with the social distancing, and we're doing what they know to be right. People are starting to get used to it, and life is becoming more routine. So as we progress, we are doing well. We're surviving. Now let's go from surviving to thriving. Get the economy open all the way up, and let's get back to business as usual. already we're seeing great strides in the economy, and let's let that continue. Um, let's foster a good economic climate so that everybody has a chance to prosper. Let's keep the government as small as we can so that the ultimate power doesn't fall into the hands of the few, depriving other people of opportunities. Um, I think everybody deserves to have the opportunity to succeed. And with success comes certain benefits. I definitely don't want to see anybody fail. I would much rather hold my hand out and lift my brother up than to watch him fall. You know, watching people fall, I don't take any pleasure in that. But the thing is, I can celebrate somebody else's success, and many times I can celebrate somebody else's success better than my own. That's one reason I do what I do. So as we go through life, let us do the best we can to love each other, to care for each other, to take care of each other and build each other up. Let's try to practice being positive and being confident as we move forward. Pray for our leaders and pray for our brothers and sisters and pray for our children that God may find favor with us all. Until next week, Saturday, 4 o'clock, we'll see you then. God bless.